Hello and welcome, Snake here. Welcome in a unit spotlight, where I'm getting closer look to a unit, all upgrades, all abilities, what can it offer and how good it actually is. And today, I want to get closer look to amazing Nurgle unit, Rot Knights. A powerhouse on its own, insanely good cavalry unit that can be built into army that pretty much have no match within Total War. Maybe Slayers a bit, but in general you should have any direct counter. Slayers would do a lot of damage, but Rot Knights, well, they have regen and they can heal quite a lot. So Rot Knights, like I said, they are a Nurgle unit, so not everyone can have it, right? And they can be recruited only from a living tree of decay that can build in a major settlement. And you know, Nurgle buildings works like that. They evolve, they cycle around, so you can recruit units instantly. They're always a little bit lacking life, but you can get them, and entities, but you can get them relatively easily. Instant recruiting have a price, let's face it. And Rot Knights starts in tier 5. So in order to unlock this level of decay, level of cycle, you need to have settlement on level 5. Otherwise, it's not gonna be available at all. And what Rot Knights have to offer? Like I said, there are cavalry unit. Monstrous cavalry unit that it's very powerful because there is only 32 entities. They are primarily lack a little bit mass, but they do a lot of damage in general. Description says they have armor piercing, anti-large, regeneration, and poison attacks. Yeah, 32 entities with 8,000 life, 320. That's a lot life per entity. And fact that they can heal up makes them really good. They don't have horrible regeneration, so when entity dies, it's dead. You cannot revive them, so you do need to pay attention what you're doing. They don't have shields and any missile block chance, so you do need to watch out against the missile units quite a lot, because they will take damage. Having 100 armor absolutely gives something, but when you go against like guns, that armor is not going to help you a lot. Leadership 75, speed 75, but everything can be improved over time. Melee attack 42 with poison, so you reduce everything while fighting. Melee defense 48, neat. Weapon strength 60, where you have base 22. Armor piercing 38, so there are more armor piercing. And bonus versus large, yes, they're anti-large, so they shred. Oh my god, what they do to ogres, you won't see anywhere else. And charge bonus 60. Like I said, they have regen, some mark of Nurgle that shifts whatever they have. Every monogod offers a mark, and that's where the Rot Knights comes in. They have lower melee attack because of that, but everything else is higher. Resilience to Chaos Waste, Snow, Land of Plague Lord, and Chaos Corruption. Not bad. And then causes fear. And when you get them into an army, you have option to get yourself... No, not this. You have option to get yourself the red line. The red line offers Rot Knights melee defense plus 8 and charge bonus plus 12. Plus 12, it's quite a lot for this kind of unit. You're gonna have a 72 immediately, and Regiment of Renown is still there, so that's even better. And on top of that, you also have... Where is it? There it is. Speed 10%, melee attack plus 5, and then finally you have a missile resistance plus 15. So Rot Knights eventually can gain some missile resistance, making them a little bit better. And of course, like I said, there is a variant of Regiment of Renown, which is even better. It's rank 9, and of course it's with Khazak in the army, so just look at the difference. Rot Knights, typical Rot Knights on rank 9 versus Regiment of Renown. Look at the power. The price is higher, but the charge bonus is just through the roof, and just, yeah, it's insanity. The difference is that the Regiment of Renown also have ability that gives them damage resistance plus 15% when leadership is higher than broken. It works all the time until it's broken, then it's consumed itself. It works like the blessing of the lady from Bretonnia. Outside of that, everything remains the same. Of course, magic attack. Normal Rot Knights does not have magic attack. That's their primary weakness, because with magic attack they could absolutely negate all the, physical resistance and be just done with everything. And of course, that's not all, because there is a Khazak, and Khazak buffs them, weapon strength, melee attack, melee defense, recruit rank, and cause terror, and gives them more speed and charge bonus. So you want to absolutely have Khazak in your Nurgle army. You can also add a little bit help out if you have Exalted Hero of Nurgle that reduce armor in the local province. So when you go to a fight, that minus armor helps out base weapon damage of Rot Knights. And on top of everything, we also have technology. Technology that gives recruit rank +1 and charge bonus +10. So boom, extra +10, 70. What else? That's not it, that's it. Unit mass +20%. So there was they had 1,500, yeah. So that gives 20%. So they're getting close to 2,000. Charge bonus +15%. 15%. So we're getting higher, much higher. Also, more leadership, more melee defense. And that's it. Oh wait, there is also, I missed that. Damn it. There is also armor and melee attack. So that 3 for cavalry makes Rot Knights much more resilient, much more tougher. And like I said, there is no counter. At least AI cannot put a counter towards Rot Knights. I have an army with just a couple of them. Eventually I'll build them up, but I cannot get more. Currently I'm running with 5, and these guys obliterate everything. Without missile resistance, without anything, I'm creating enough situations where these guys can shine. Despite being anti-large, they also deal very nice with infantry. Yeah, especially when they charge in and infantry flies around, because these guys do so much damage. Khazak on board, there is just no hope. And this, in total, makes them one of the best cavalry in the entire game. Of course, there are different type of monstrous cavalry that can deal a lot of damage and sustain themselves, but Rot Knights, due to the regeneration itself and being, under Nurgle blessing, makes them really tough to kill, especially with Khazak on board. So if you're going against army, let's say AI builds Khazak and a couple of Rot Knights, make sure you assassinate Khazak. You wanna assassinate him, otherwise these guys gonna be so much tougher. And Khazak himself, as a Rot Knight hero, because he's riding on a Rot Knight, Rot Beast. He's a Rot Knight basically. So you don't want to face him, but because he himself is basically a legendary lord. And that's it. Nurgle Rot Knights, amazing unit. It takes a long time for them to be recruited. When you play as Tamrakhan, you have option to get yourself, hold on, there is a panel. You can have an extra Rot Knights available just from this, from Kasich panel. And you get them immediately healed up, and oh my god, that's so much power. So yeah, tier 5, really, really good. Only available in major settlements. Actually, this is not major settlement, I messed this up, yeah. Because, yeah, there is one that looks like major, but it's not. And absolutely worth it. They're very pricey. They're really expensive for cavalry. But then you have a doom stack that rolls over most of things. And if you have problems with Rot Knights as an army and you getting conquered, you're probably doing something wrong. So they're unable to die. They're able to die, of course, but they're unable to lose if you fight with them correctly. But I might be wrong. I might be arrogant here, and I think that Nurgle is great amongst all, Chaos Lords, but I might be wrong. Maybe Slaanesh is. I don't know. But I know for sure Chaos Rot Knights from Nurgle are so freaking good, and they're definitely amongst my favorite cavalry monster in the entire game. I hope you like it. Let me know in a comment, what do you think? What else you want me to cover, deep diving and specifically focusing on a unit? I would be glad to cover it. In the meantime, that's it for me today. Subscribe if you like this kind of work. Take care and bye bye.